Imagine sitting in a crowded room when someone leans over to you, lowers their voice, and whispers a juicy secret about a friend, a coworker, or a leader. They criticize their choices, reveal their flaws, or expose a private weakness. In that single, split second, a subtle psychological mechanism is triggered inside your mind. You feel a sudden surge of false intimacy. You feel chosen, trusted, and included, and almost automatically, your brain prompts you to return the favor, to drop your guard, share a secret of your own, or add your voice to the mockery. Moments later, the conversation ends, but an unsettling weight settles in your chest. You realize you have just handed emotional ammunition to someone who may use it against you tomorrow. Or worse, you realize you have lowered your own character to participate in the destruction of someone else's name. This is a psychological trap of gossip. It is not harmless small talk or innocent venting. It is an insidious form of social entrapment that undermines trust, breeds anxiety, and erodes your inner peace. In modern offices, group chats, family dinners, and social platforms, casual slander and baiting conversations are everywhere. Most people walk right into these traps every single day, completely unaware of the damage they are doing to their own mental clarity and reputation. Nearly 2,000 years ago, an ancient Stoic philosopher recognized this danger with frightening precision. His name was Epictetus. Born into slavery in the eastern reaches of the Roman Empire, Epictetus spent his youth in the imperial court of Nero, a hyper-paranoid world where a single careless word could get a man executed or cast into exile. Having observed how people betray themselves and others through loose speech, Epictetus knew that guarding your tongue was not just a moral virtue. It was a matter of psychological survival. When Epictetus gained his freedom and established his philosophical school, he taught his students that real freedom begins with absolute mastery over what comes out of your mouth. In this video, we are going to explore 3 profound Stoic rules from Epictetus's Discourses and Enchiridion. 3 rules that will teach you how to spot gossip traps, protect your trust, and maintain an unshakable inner citadel in a world addicted to drama. Rule 1. Adopt the rule of silence. Speak only what is necessary. Most people talk far too much. They speak to fill uncomfortable silences, to seek validation, to impress strangers, or simply because they cannot endure the quiet of their own thoughts. But when you talk without intention, you inevitably venture into dangerous territory. You begin talking about other people's lives, judging their decisions, and spreading rumors you haven't verified. Epictetus saw this verbal restlessness as a core defect of the untrained mind. In chapter 33 of the Enchiridion, he laid down an uncompromising standard for anyone seeking wisdom. Let silence be the general rule, or let only what is necessary be said, and in few words. He went on to explicitly detail what a wise person should avoid discussing. About none of the common subjects. Not about gladiators, nor horse races, nor about athletes, nor about eating or drinking, which are the usual subjects, and especially not about men, as blaming them or praising them or comparing them. Notice how precisely Epictetus pinpoints the source of modern gossip. He warns us against 3 specific verbal habits regarding other human beings: blaming them, praising them excessively, or comparing them to others. Why is comparing and blaming others so destructive? Because when you spend your energy evaluating the lives of people around you, You shift your focus away from the only thing you actually control, your own moral character and mind. When you blame someone behind their back, you reinforce a victim mindset inside yourself. When you compare two people, you ignite envy and resentment. Epictetus does not command you to become a mute statue. Instead, he challenges you to make silence your default state. Before you open your mouth to speak about another person, ask yourself 3 questions. Is this necessary? Is this true? Is this within my control? If the answer is no, return to silence. A person who controls their tongue immediately commands respect, because silence signals self-control, dignity, and an inner strength that cannot be easily manipulated. Rule 2. Don't fall for reciprocal baiting, the Roman spy entrapment tactic. One of the most dangerous ways people get pulled into gossip is through reciprocal baiting. Someone approaches you, acts exceptionally friendly, and starts badmouths a mutual friend, a boss, or a authority figure. Because they took the risk of speaking first. You feel an irresistible urge to agree with them or offer up your own criticism to prove your loyalty. In the 4th book of his Discourses, chapter 13, Epictetus illustrates this exact phenomenon with a chilling historical scenario from imperial Rome. A soldier dressed like a civilian sits down by your side and begins to speak ill of Caesar. And then you too, just as though you had received from him some guarantee of good faith in the fact that he began the abuse, tell likewise everything you think. And the next thing is, you are led off to prison in chains. Think about how profound this insight is. In ancient Rome, imperial spies in disguise would sit in taverns, act like frustrated citizens, and curse the emperor. Unwary citizens would hear this, assume the stranger was safe, and join in the treasonous rant. Within minutes, the soldier would reveal his badge and drag them away in chains. Epictetus points out that modern social traps operate on the exact same psychological mechanism. Just because someone opens their heart to you and spills their thoughts, you naively assume they have given you a guarantee of good faith. You think he told me his secret, so I must tell him mine. But why did you trust him? Simply because he appeared to trust you first. This is the reciprocal vulnerability trap. When someone comes to you with gossip or secret criticism, they are not giving you a gift of trust. They are testing your boundaries, seeking validation for their own malice, or setting a trap to see if you will take the bait. A Stoic recognizes this play immediately. When someone begins speaking ill of Caesar, or in modern terms, bad-mouthing your colleague, your friend, or your employer, you do not take the bait. You do not agree just to be polite, nor do you share your private opinions. You remain calm, steady, and neutral. You treat their words as external noise that has nothing to do with your inner integrity. Rule 3. Beware of the broken jar. Recognize leaky characters. Why do so many people feel shocked and betrayed when a secret they shared in confidence suddenly becomes public knowledge? They come to Epictetus complaining, I trusted him, and he betrayed me. How could he tell everyone my secret? Epictetus answered this complaint with a sharp, brilliant metaphor in Discourses, Book 4. It is just as though I had a jar that was sound, and you one with a hole in it, and you came to me and deposited your wine with me for me to store it in my jar. And then you complained because I do not entrust to you my wine also. Why? Your jar has a hole in it. Consider what Epictetus is teaching us with the metaphor of the leaky jar. If a vessel has a hole at the bottom, it does not matter how valuable or sacred the liquid is that you pour into it. It will inevitably leak out onto the floor. A person who regularly gossips to you about other people is a broken jar. The moment they sit with you and share someone else's private business, they are demonstrating the exact structural flaw in their character. They're showing you that they cannot contain information, that they lack discretion, and that their desire for attention or social bonding outweighs their loyalty to others. It is supreme foolishness to watch someone gossip about all their friends and then believe, but they would never gossip about me. Of course they will. The moment you turn your back, your secrets become the currency they use to buy attention from the next person they sit with. The Stoic lesson here is simple and unyielding. Observe how people treat those who are absent. If someone badmouths their friends when they leave the room, treat that person like a leaky jar. Be polite, be kind, but never deposit your wine into a vessel with a hole in it. Keep your deepest thoughts, your vulnerable plans, and your private matters locked safely within your own sound vessel. Conclusion. Mastering your mind and tongue. Gossip and social drama are taxes that the untrained mind pays to feel connected to others. But you do not have to pay that tax. You can choose a higher path, the path of stoic dignity, discretion, and mental sovereignty. Let us review the 3 ironclad rules of Epictetus for avoiding gossip traps. First, adopt silence as your default state. Speak only what is necessary and refrain from blaming, praising, or comparing the lives of others. Focus your mental energy entirely on your own moral progress. Second, beware of reciprocal baiting. Never assume that because someone shares a secret or badmouths an authority figure, they have given you a guarantee of good faith. Recognize the hidden Roman spy in social conversations and refuse to take the bait. Third, recognize the broken jars in your life. Observe how people speak about those who are absent. If a person cannot contain someone else's confidence, never entrust them with your own. When you master your tongue, you master your mind. You become an island of calm and trustworthiness in a chaotic world. While others waste their lives entangled in petty rivalries and broken confidences, you stand unshakable, free, focused, and truly in control of your own life. Thank you for watching Stoic Mind. If this video helped you bring clarity to your life, subscribe to the channel and share this lesson with someone who needs to guard their peace. Stay wise, stay grounded, and master your mind.